Hello, everyone. Let's get started on the lesson number 7 on interjection in active and passive voice. So, this is a continuation of the previous lesson, which was on conjunction, where we studied about coordinating and subordinating conjunction as connectors, which are used to connect two different sentences. We could not finish interjection in the previous lesson, so we will continue this with interjection and go on to understand active and passive voice too. So conjunctions must be carefully distinguished from relative pronouns, relative adverbs, and prepositions, which are also connecting words. So, as we have discussed before, a particular word may be used as different parts of speech depending on its usage in a sentence. This is the book that John wrote is actually trying to connect two different sentences. John wrote the book. This is the book. So here we are using the word book two times. So I'm going to replace the second time usage of book uh, using a pronoun that. This is called relative pronoun. This is the place where she left me alone. This looks like as if there are two sentences. So this word where would be a conjunction, but it is actually a relative adverb. Take this and give that. So take this is one sentence, give that is another, and we're trying to connect it with a conjunction. The word that is a pronoun because you don't know what it is referring to. Probably it is referring to a noun which was discussed in the previous sentence. Now, what is interjection? Interjection is a word which is used to express some strong feeling or emotion. Hooray, we have won the match. Alas, she is gone. Hush, be quiet and don't make noise. Now, these kind of sentences are not used in your formal writing and speakings at all because there we are giving a generic information. We are sometimes referring to the third person, whereas in our informal speakings, when I'm talking as, like a face to face conversation, I use these informal expressions to express my strong emotions. So, such words like alas, hooray, oh, whoosh, etc., are called interjections. Now, let's try to take up few words which are used as different parts of speech as their usage in a sentence changes. Let's start with above. We should analyze the above paragraph. Which paragraph? Above paragraph. So the word above is defining the noun paragraph, so it is termed as an adjective. Our blessings come from above. So our blessings come from somewhere. That blank is basically a noun where you can actually, say that my blessings are coming from somewhere. So from where? That is acting as a noun. So here my word above is acting as a noun. The heaven, the heavens are above. Where are the heavens? Above. So here it is acting as an adverb because it is defining the place. So it's adverb of place. The moral law is above the civil. So above is defining. Usually the word above is used to define the situation, but here above means probably it is at a higher rank than civil. So here it is talking about it is acting as a preposition. Let's look at the word any. Were there any doctors present in the meeting? The word any is defining the word doctor, so it's acting as an adjective. Does any of you know anything about the theft? So here any is referring to a pronoun. Is that any better? So here there is no noun that it would describe. So it is probably describing the verb. So a word any is used as a adverb. Few more words like better. He deserved better than the treatment she got. So which word is the word, better defining? This better is defining the word treatment, which is noun. Therefore, it acts as an adjective. I know better. The word better is defining the verb know, which is an action. So therefore, it is acting as an adverb. Give room to your betters. Whom should I give room? To your betters. So here betters is acting as a noun. Bradman's average score of 96 has never been bettered. So here bettered is a verb. Either. Either book is good enough. So we actually know either and or as a preposition. But here, either book, it is coming with the noun. It is not defining any, what do you say, a choice to be made between two things. Otherwise, how is either used? Either you leave early or stay at home. So I have to make a choice between the two sentences, between the two actions, that either you stay early or you stay at home. So here I am not making a choice between two sentences. It is not acting as a preposition, but it is describing the book either, which is because it is acting as an adjective. Ask either of them. So here it is acting as a pronouns. So conjunction, as I told you, he must either leave early or stay at home. So here you have to make a choice. So you're trying to connect two different sentences using a coordinating conjunction. Okay, few more words. Much. There is much sense in what he says. So much is describing the word sense, which is abstract noun. So therefore it acts as an adjective. Much of it is true. Much is acting as a pronoun. He boasts too much. So the word much describes the verb boast. So it's acting as an adverb. Come near and pay heed to what everyone is saying. So come near. Where should I come? Near. So my near is adverb of place. His house is near the school, so it is defining the position. So it is your preposition. He is a near relation. So near is coming with the word relation, which is a noun. Therefore, near is acting as an adjective. The time nears. So here it is acting as a verb because there is no other verb and we cannot make a sentence without a verb. Otherwise, it will be categorized as an incomplete or an incorrect sentence. So, I'm so irritated today with the whole plan. So is describing the verb. So it acts as an adverb. He was tired, so he left early. There are two sentences. He was tired, he left early. So this word is acting as a conjunction, a connector to connect two different sentences. Now let's try to understand what is active and passive voice. So this is another way of writing the sentence. Like so far, we've been trying to understand how one particular word can be used differently in a sentence, so its parts of speech changes. So when that happens, your type of sentence also changes. So we are basically trying to understand what is active and passive voice because we want to express the meaning through different kinds of sentences so that we have a variety of sentences in our writing and speaking. For example, Alexander wrote the book. It is basically active voice. What is active voice? A sentence in which my subject comes first. My subject is the doer of the action. So Alexander is my subject, wrote is my action, and book is the object. Passive voice is a sentence where my object comes first and subject becomes optional. The book was written by Alexander. Or you can simply write the book was written, full stop. Subject is optional in passive voice. Now the idea of making these two different kind of sentences is just to create a variety so that your writing or your speaking is not monotonous or unimpressive. Otherwise, the meaning of both the sentence is the same. And another important reason is that why active and passive voice is used is that whenever you change a sentence from active to passive, your tenses would definitely change because your order of subject has now changed. Earlier, your subject was coming first, so you may use a different tense. Now, your object is coming first, then you may use a different tense. So, your tenses will change. So, sometimes this changing of active and passive and vice versa is done by the examiner to confuse you so that you end up using the same word which you saw, making an incorrect making a grammatically incorrect sentence. Okay, so let's try to change few active voice sentences to passive voice and vice versa. The mason is building the wall. The wall is being built by the mason. Who did this? By whom was this done? Let's look at this table. So whenever we have simple present tense, we would be studying tenses in the next, upcoming lessons. In simple present, um, she she takes 2 hour break every day. Now, what is my subject? She. What is my object? 2 hour break. What is my verb? Takes. If I change it to passive voice, 2 hour break is taken by her every day. So I will have to change my tense because in my active voice, my subject came first, my object came in the end. So if I reverse and bring my object in the beginning, there has to be certain changes in the sentence so that it is still meaningful. So, for example, I take I take a break after every 2 hours. A break is taken. Okay, so a break is taken by me after every 3 hours. So here you can change it to am taken or is taken depending on how it is used in a sentence. Are taken, am taking, am being taken, is taking, is being taken. So there are few, examples that are being given for present continuous is taking, is being taken. She is taking a shower. Shower is being taken. They are taking. Uh, they are taking a holiday. Holiday. So holidays are being taken. So if you look at it, sometimes your subject is singular, like she takes holidays, and your object is plural. So when you change active to passive, your object comes first, which is your plural. So then obviously your verb will also change. It will not remain singular anymore. For example, the work is isolating individuals. So here I'm using is isolating because I have a singular subject, singular verb. But when I change into passive, the individuals are isolated. Now my object is plural, so my verb will also be plural. So you have to be very careful, especially when you are changing active to passive and vice versa. Present perfect has taken, has been taken, have been taken. Now let's look at simple past. Simple past is took, was taken, were taken. So she took, for example, we can make a sentence. She took a towel. A towel was taken by her. She took, or in fact, was taking, for example, she was taking a shower. The shower was being taken by her. They had taken the book last week. The book had been taken by them last week. They will take um, they will take a break of 2 hours. A break of 2 hours will be taken by them. Or you can simply say a break of 2 hours will be taken. Subject is optional. Similarly, I can take the class. The class can be taken by me, or generally, the class can be taken. So that's how it goes. You have to be very careful when you are changing your voice, your tense would change, and that is where the students make maximum number of mistakes. So I hope it was useful. Thank you so much for your time. And in the further lessons, we'll go through important concepts. Happy learning.